Namaskar dosto. Today I'm going to speak on the topic is impact of cinema on a youth. Today we are seeing the many youths is a very dedicated towards the cinema. Many other fields they are not choosing, but they make a dream for the cinema and they go for it. And today we can say this is the a diverting condition of our youth, because youth cannot understand what is the right, what is the wrong, but they are going for the cinema. Okay, you are going for cinema, it's good, but you have to understand the field of cinema is totally a full risky, because it's have a lot of risk. Your future will be bright and you will be a very down where you can't come back once again. So you should understand this all things. If you are not understanding, my friend, then I think you are doing something very great mistake. And whenever you are going for the Bollywood or Hollywood, then you should understand your preparations should be very good from your childhood. And if you are thinking about become an actor, then you should understand the actor is who have understand the acting techniques. So you should pursue any diploma or degree wherever in the acting will be teaching. And many institute in India is open for the cinema, and many film director also open many institute for the new upcoming talent. And also we can say the Indian Film Institute Pune also give the diploma for graduates who come from all over the India and all over the world, because they teaches the student to how to act in Bollywood, how to act in the cinema, how to act in drama. And NSD also be one of the famous institutions for the drama, and many actors like Manoj Bajpayee or Nawazuddin Siddiqui, they are coming from NSD, and they create their name in the Bollywood industries, and they are became very great actor at this time. So the impact of cinema of the youths, and youth choose a cinema as a future. The impact is very deep and dark, and the brightness of the cinema sometimes make you blind. You should understand the all fact very clearly. If you are not understand the fact very clearly, my friend, you are doing something mistake. And if you are want to correct this mistake, then you have to ignore the many things. And the many things means you have to calculate the all things which is very important. And you have to be a good background, as well as talent, as well as you have to be a very good money background, because in this like a Bollywood, if I'm talking about the Bollywood, if you're going for the Bollywood, then you have to be a money backup, because the sustainability is very important in this industries, because you have to eat properly, you have to maintain yourself properly, because this industry is always demand a very good facial actors who act very well. But sometimes people always focus on the good looks. Good looks are always running in the Bollywood, because they know how to act, how to deal with the public. So the many directors and producers always focus on the good face. And if you are a medium or average face, you can be run. But most of film are not provided some directors to you, because they always think that stereotypes. They are very stereotypes. They are always thinking that the man who have a good face and good eyebrows, good hairs, they can become an actor. But it's not true. Acting is a talent. Acting is a inbuilt talent which can attract the public by their thought process or by acting. And so I think the personality became by acting, not by looks, because looks is everywhere. You have to understand that everyone is beautiful, everyone is handsome. It depends on your mindset. How can you perceive this person? How can you perceive the person you have to face? So I think that is all things. And many people, in all over the world, they always focus on the cinema as a part-time job, and sometimes people became a very regulars. And many actors also come on YouTube, making very good videos, and they showing their talents. And they are very talented person. As whenever I watch their YouTube videos, and they are acting, and their dialogue delivery is a fantastic in all aspect. When we are seeing their acting skills, and they are far better than Bollywood actors. But they not recognize, because now Bollywood's today the current time is a nepotism is running, because every great actors who want to launch their sons, because their legacy want to run by their sons. So I think this is the cultures who is spread in the Bollywoods. But actually nepotism is everywhere. It is true. And if a actor is doing this something with his son or this industries, it's also be the same things. But everyone should understand, if a Bollywood doing a nepotism, then we have to make our own industries. And we should leave them there on their conditions. We should make our own industries and make their films, and hiring the new talents, so we can tell them we are the best from you. So I think this is the right way. But some kind of a memer who create a great protest in memory of late Sushant Singh Rajput, who is a great actor at his time. But in this era, we can say his acting skills, the par excellence. He always acting as attractive acting. We can say attractive, a personality who can attract you on a screen, that called the star. So Sushant Rajput is like that. And so I think this is the condition we can say. And if you want to finish the nepotism, then you have to be started on your industries in all over the India. because only Bombay became the spot for the acting field. Why we are not opening the industries in other states like Rajasthan, like Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh? We can open our own industries, and our businessmen invest the money on their entertainment industry, so we can compete the Bollywood, and we can cut these all untalented people who are making the movies on the perception nepotism, or they are not as a much talented, but they are trying to make them a average actor who can run legacy of his father or whatever, they are facing something. So I think this is the time we should understand, and we should stand up and make our own industry. So I think we can create a very huge difference between the talent or non-talented people. So whenever you are watching something, and you have to understand and find the right thing which we have to be correct. So the impact on the youth today, we can say many youths subscribe many OTT platforms, and they also be watching them. And the cinema is not like just adult or UA movies. And today also the adult movies put the very wrong impact on the youth mindset, because today many crimes happening. The impact on the mind of these OTT platforms is bring a very dirty thought process to the youth, and they provide the youth without any money. And many OTT platforms opening day by day, and they also be running all over the world, and many OTT platform calling to the people and asking the feedback. This is the ridiculous, and people should understand this thing and boycott these bastards, because the place of OTT in a very good society is not acceptable, because they always create a criminal mindset for the youth, because they're showing the total nudes, which is not acceptable. And many youths became very habitual whenever they watch any series or movies. So, and youth cannot decide what is the wrong, what is the right. After sometimes they understand the reality of this OTT platform, but government not aware about that. I don't know. Government should take the appropriate action on that. If government not take appropriate action, then we can't do anything, because a normal man just erase his voice, but the legal action taken by the government, it is the last option. Government should come forward on that matters, like Ekta Kapoor, who is the making of Balaji All's this type of applications. They have launched many nudes, and you can see a pornography. They are playing on this platform without any hindrance, and they also take the 18 plus above, and so this type of conditions they're showing theirs. I know many people's many people have a thought process like they think that we have interested to watching it. Okay, you have interested, but some people's not interested, but they going for just for their interest, and they become habituals, and their mindset go down. So I think that is the not good thing, and people should come forward and it is their voice about it. And if people not raise their voice, then these businessmen doing anything with you, and after some time your children come, and the society became very dangerous. And the precaution, the consequences of this theories which is running by businessmen on the OTT platform became very dangerous for upcoming generation, because the teaching and the entertainment is a very complex at this times. People not understand what is the teaching and what is the entertainment. They are watching with mixture. This is the very ridiculous. As my perception, the whole things as we perceive anything by their all the thought process, then we can understand that today youth is a very focused. If you want to be something in your life, then you have to be very focused. If you are not very focused, then you can't do anything in your life, because it is the basic formula. And this OTT platforms became unfocused students, because when any student became unfocused, he cannot focus on the right thing which is he want to be doing it. So government always take the step whenever they think this is the right and this is the wrong, but at this times I think government not taking the proper action, and government became very loose. Government focus on other matters, but government not focus on these entertainment industries who always making a very vayat total wasted video, which always create a very dirty mindset for our youth, because it is the a very dirty hole which is our youth going through. So I think that is the process we should understand, and we should stop, and we should also erase this voice. And many viewers in our country who protest very good, but at this times we are not focus on these things, and in normal people just erase their voice like me, and but it is not will be a workable. What is the workable is to, if all people who are very on a great position, then they can erase their voice, then we can understand. Because if you want to save your generation, then you have to erase your voice. You have to be fight with these ridiculous mindset people, because these are the just earning their money, and they don't care about our society or our country. We should take the responsibility as a responsible citizen of India. If you are not taking the responsibility of this type of heinous crimes which are showing every day on OTT platforms, then every human beings will be hunted by the some habitual of this OTT platform, man became very criminal type, and they always harassing the people when they meet anybody in the alone place and in any very stranger place. So I think we have to understand, because our law cannot handle the crime everywhere, but the responsibility and the teaching entertainment should be a very filtered, because if this thing is not filtered, the man of a human being became very dangerous. And you can say a man, if you motivate him, and then he can do anything. So I think this OTT platform encourage the people for something wrong, because people never decide. If people not understand what is the right and what is the wrong, and who can go for OTT platform and then he watch something like very bad, and the impact and negativity of this platform make him very wrong and very diverted person, which can be not suitable for the good society, because good society demand a very disciplined and very organized person. And this OTT platform never make a very good person, because our society demand a very gentle person, and this OTT platform make them a very dangerous person by their mindset. And when mindset became very complex and very complicated, and people cannot take the right decision, then we have to be understand. And if we have to be understand and took the action forward. If we are not taking at this time, then people will regret after some times that their generation will be habitual of these ridiculous material which is provided by OTT platforms. And so impact of the cinema we can see today, the youth cannot focus on the right things. Today youth is a very depressed, because they have no sense about the thought process. They're not processing anything on their mind, they just go with flow. This is the theory is a very wrong. Don't go with flow, go with your mind, because your mind will lead you in the right direction. Flow always take you any other direction where you cannot taking any good decision. If you want to be a good person, then don't go with flow. Always fight with your problems, always fight with your negativity. And negativity, when people are very negative, they will always just go with flow. So go with flow is not a right option for today educated youth. If you think you are a very educated person, then you have to be always focused on the things which around you is a right or wrong. It will benefit you or not. And if these things not benefit you, my friend, it means you are a very wrong place. You just understand these things and leave this place very early as possible as. So my last conclusion is that why the student understand the impact of the cinema. Some of times if we're talking about the Hollywood movies is a very good movies, because sometimes they create your mind very creative, make your mind very creative, and they showing your sci-fi movies, and you can make some ideas, and you can understand the whole things which is running in the Hollywood movies. So I thought the Hollywood movies and today Bollywood movies, we can compare both, then we can understand the Hollywood movies are far better than the Bollywood, because they increase our knowledge. Today we can say in our Bollywood movies, they always play our feelings, they make us emotional, and they make us very fearful. And so the mindset, they not understand the psychology of human beings. They just make any unrealistic stunt which is not possible in a practical. So in Bollywoods, they are totally uneducated people, and they don't understand the psychology of human being. So they make any emotional scene which is a very dangerous. When we are saying any type of spice is a very dangerous for our health. So if any spices put our mind, then we can say our mind became very wrong, our mind became very corrupted. When mind be corrupted, then our body will very disturbed, and our every habits became very unrealistic. We cannot control ourselves, then our depression will increase. When our depression will increase, then our work will be in a very dangerous zone. We can't handle them properly, and then depression became high, and then many people doing suicide at these times. The impact of the cinema is a very dangerous at these times. The censor board, I don't know why these people are sitting in the censor boards. They not understand the value of the psychology, because everyone watching a movie, but they not understand the right thing or in the movie. Why you are watching the right movie. And if you're censor board, you are just you are cut the scene of kissing scene and just any other scene which is not acceptable by the society. But you should understand the emotional. Any hero is crying for something, and he became very mad for any other girls. This also be a very dangerous for our society. The youth will not motivate them. The youth will be broken very easily. And the censor board just clapping, wow, this is the scene, and this seems to be in this movie. I don't know why the censor board is taking the payment from government of India. I don't know. So we should understand, every talent. What is the talent? Who motivate the people? Who bring the new changes in our society? But the Bollywood always showing a bad thing of the society, bad evil of the society, which always put the great, not great, a bad impact on the youth mindset. Because if any person in the life, we always motivate anybody for taking any good person example is for a good example for any good person, because a good person always have a bad thing or good thing, but we always taking the good thing for motivation for something good. And but we are watching the cinema just showing the crime, the crime scene, the abusive language, which is totally unacceptable by our society. I hope you all understand what I want to convey. So, if you are new on my channel, please subscribe and like and leave the comment in my comment section. So I hope you will enjoy all the things which I convey in front of you. Bye for now. Thank you guys. Jai Hind.